Today's number is 13. According to Stanford research cited by the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas, we have already seen a 13% decline in employment for workers aged 22 to 25 in the jobs most exposed to artificial intelligence. Think roles like junior software developers, customer service reps, administrative assistants, all of them since late 2022. But here's the twist. Experienced workers in specialized fields, think, your lawyers, marketing specialists, and credit analysts are seeing their wages rise faster than the national average. More on this in the deep cut. Jensen Huang stood on stage yesterday in San Jose and told the world that Nvidia has $1 trillion in orders on the books through 2027. $1 trillion. That's with a T. He also unveiled a new chip platform that can think 350 times faster than the one before it. And he said the ChatGPT moment for self-driving cars has finally arrived. I'm your host, Don Michalik, and this is your Morning Intelligence for Tuesday, March 17th, 2026. Here's what we have on tap today. As promised, the full breakdown of Jensen Huang's GTC keynote, new chips, a surprise acquisition reveal, and a $1 trillion pipeline. Uber is launching Nvidia-powered robo-taxis in 28 cities across the world. 11 of the biggest tech companies just signed an anti-scam pledge. Alibaba is about to launch an AI agent that can operate your entire computer. And in today's deep cut, new Federal Reserve research on whose jobs are most at risk for AI takeover and whose jobs are becoming more valuable thanks to AI. As promised, we've got the full GTC keynote breakdown in today's lead story. Jensen Huang took the stage yesterday in San Jose in front of nearly 39,000 attendees from 190 countries. Nvidia just launched its most ambitious computing platform ever. Vera Rubin, a complete system from the top to bottom. 7 new chips, 5 data center configurations, and 1 new supercomputer. All designed for the age of agentic AI. AI that doesn't just answer the questions, it actually plans, reasons, and carries out all the tasks on its own. Let's break this down into the key numbers. Vera Rubin can process 700 million tokens, or chunks of text that AI reads and generates, per second. For comparison, NVIDIA's previous generation platform, Hopper, processed about 2 million per second. That's a 350x improvement. That's absolutely incredible leap in processing power. The platform includes a new Vera CPU and the Bluefield 4 networking chip. And the first Vera Rubin system is already running inside Microsoft's Azure cloud. For those who tuned in yesterday, you'll remember Meta just signed a $27 billion deal with Nebius for Vera Rubin chips. So you know exactly what they're buying and why they're buying it. But here's the surprise. NVIDIA also revealed the Grok 3 LPU, a chip built specifically for running AI models. It's the first product to come out of NVIDIA's acquisition of inference chip startup Grok. That was a roughly $20 billion deal last December. Inference is the part where AI actually generates answers and does the work. Training, on the other hand, is how the AI model learns. Inference and training are obviously different things, so this is an inference play. Grok 3 is designed to sit alongside Vera Rubin's GPUs and handle that inference step, delivering what NVIDIA claims is 35 times more AI output per unit of energy than anything else on the market today. Jensen Huang also previewed what is to come next, a new chip design called Feynman, due in 2028. With it comes a new processor, currently with the codename Rosa. And he confirmed a deepening partnership with Intel on the x86 development, the chip standard that powers basically every PC and server in the world, backed by a $5 billion stock investment. The number that ties it all together, Wong said Nvidia now has $1 trillion in projected orders through 2027. That's double the $500 billion he cited at last year's GTC conference. So, why does this matter? Last year's GTC was about training bigger models. This year's conference is already shaping up to be about deploying AI that does things. Agents that can plan, agents that can reason, and agents that can execute tasks autonomously. Nvidia is positioning itself as the company that provides every layer of that infrastructure: the chips, the networking, the software, and even the open source AI models themselves. And that's just what we learned from day one at GTC. So, the bottom line here: 2026 is the year Nvidia goes from chip maker to AI platform company. And with $1 trillion in orders on the books, the market is buying in faster than anyone could have predicted. Okay, now let's get into the rundown. Our first story in the rundown also comes from GTC. Jensen Huang declared that the ChatGPT moment for self-driving cars has finally arrived. Nvidia announced that 5 new automakers, Nissan, BYD, Hyundai, Geely, and Isuzu, are now building level 4 autonomous vehicles on Nvidia's Drive Hyperion platform, Nvidia's self-driving hardware and software package. Level 4 means the car drives itself, with no human intervention to define conditions. And then there's Uber. The ride-hailing company announced it will launch a fleet of Nvidia-powered robo-taxis across 28 cities on 4 continents by 2028, starting in Los Angeles and San Francisco in the first half of 2027. Okay, great. So what? We've been hearing this for years. Well, the thing is, autonomous driving has been 2 years away for nearly a decade. What's different now is that the largest ride-hailing company in the world just put a specific set of cities and dates into making it a reality. Uber's calling their shot on when, where, and how they'll deploy autonomous vehicles. And Nvidia, they're going to be there to power it. Our second story in the rundown today: 11 major companies, Google, Meta, Amazon, Microsoft, OpenAI, Adobe, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Target, Levi Strauss, and the Match Group, signed what they're calling the Industry Accord Against Online Scams and Fraud. This news comes in an Axios exclusive yesterday, timed ahead of the UN Global Fraud Summit in Vienna. The accord marks 3 commitments. Commitment number 1: share threat intelligence about scammers abusing their platforms. Commitment number 2: deploy AI-powered fraud detection tools. And commitment number 3: require stronger verification for financial transactions, albeit voluntarily for now. The backdrop of this announcement is important. According to the FBI, Americans lost $16.6 billion to scammers and cybercriminals in 2024. And AI is making scams cheaper, faster, and really more convincing. The accord is a signal that the industry is at least acknowledging the problem, even if enforcement remains an open question. Our final story in the rundown: Alibaba is preparing to launch an enterprise AI agent as early as this week. It's built on Alibaba's Gwen AI models, which are Alibaba's homegrown equivalent of ChatGPT or Claude, developed by the DingTalk team, Alibaba's enterprise messaging platform. It's designed to operate computers, web browsers, and cloud servers autonomously. Shocker, right? The plan is to gradually integrate it into Taobao, Alibaba's e-commerce platform, and Alipay, its payments app. This is part of CEO Eddie Wu's commitment to invest 380 billion won, or about 53 billion US dollars, in AI infrastructure over the next 3 years. So again, why should you care? Agentic AI is a talk from Wall Street to Silicon Valley, but it doesn't stop there. This is China's biggest tech company making the exact same bet as Nvidia and the rest of the US. The future of AI isn't chatbots. It's agents that can actually do the work. The bet is clear across the globe. Agentic AI is going mainstream. All right, a quick favor before we keep going here. If you're enjoying Morning Intelligence, please share this episode with one person today. One is just fine. Text them the link, forward the episode, whatever's easiest for you. Word of mouth is how this show grows, and I appreciate any and all support you're willing to show. All right, let's get into the deep cut. I want to talk about a pair of research papers from the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas that I feel haven't gotten enough attention. The first, published in January by economists Tyler Atkinson and Shane Yamko, looked at employment trends for young workers in jobs most exposed to AI. Drawing on Stanford research, they found that workers aged 22 to 25 in the most AI exposed occupations have seen a 13% decline in employment since late 2022. That's not a projection. That's looking backwards at things that have already happened. But here's where it gets interesting. A second paper, published in February by Dallas Fed economist J. Scott Davis, found that some wages in those same AI exposed sectors are actually rising and rising fast. Since fall 2022, nominal average weekly wages in computer systems design have jumped 16.7%. Nationally, the average is only 7.5%. So the sector is shedding junior workers and paying experienced ones significantly more. Davis's explanation comes down to two types of knowledge. The first, codified knowledge. The kind of things that you learn from textbooks, a boot camp, or certification is exactly what AI is good at replicating. While the second is tacit knowledge, the judgment, intuition, and pattern recognition you build through years and years of hands-on experience. That is what AI can't replicate quite yet. So, in essence, AI is tapping in for entry-level workers and complementing experienced ones at the exact same time. If you're listening to this show, chances are you've seen and heard the reports on AI taking jobs away from people. This research suggests those with tacit knowledge and experience are on the favorable side of this shift, at least for now. But if you manage people, hire people, or even have kids that are entering the workforce, this changes how you think about career development. The entry level pipeline that used to exist, start out junior, learn on the job, work your way up, is getting compressed by AI. And no one is really talking about what happens next for those affected most. The big picture here is AI isn't replacing all workers. It's replacing the ones whose jobs can be learned from a textbook. If your value comes from experience and tacit knowledge of your work, you're more valuable than ever before. If it comes from credentials alone, well, the clock is ticking. All right, today's sign off, something a little fun here. Have you heard about MoltBook yet? It's a social network exclusively for AI agents. Think Reddit, but only AI chatbots can post, comment, and vote on things. Humans can only watch. It launched in January, and within a week, it had 1.5 million registered AI agents as users on the site, controlled by just 17,000 actual humans. It went viral when one post appeared to show AI agents conspiring to develop a secret encrypted language that humans couldn't read. People panicked. And as it turned out, the secret language was kind of a hoax. The platform had a massive security flaw, a misconfigured database that exposed 1.5 million API keys that let anyone post as an agent. The quote unquote secret AI language was just a human troll exploiting bad security. But here's the best part for me. Meta bought MoltBook for an undisclosed amount of money anyways. On March 10th, Meta acquired the social media platform and folded it into its Meta Superintelligence Labs. So we now live in a world where a social network for AI bots, built with a massive security flaw, famous for a hoax, is owned by the company that runs Facebook. Make of that what you will. All right, GTC Day 2 is underway today, and we'll have the highlights for developer sessions and any new announcements as they come along. Plus, if any details around Alibaba's AI agents actually drops today, we'll have it in our first look tomorrow. And that's your morning intelligence for Tuesday, March 17th, 2026. If you liked what you heard, hit subscribe from wherever you're listening. Share this episode with that one friend who keeps asking you, hey, what's going on in the world of AI these days? You already know who they are. I'm Don Michalik, and thanks for tuning in.